Amber Heard is one such topic that the people won't be stopping from Googling anytime soon. Or so it seems. Honestly, you guys, when will the actress stop feeding off social media attention? Or is this the career that she has now chosen for herself, considering no one else feels like signing her up for a project? Whatever it may be, how about we take you through some of the most shocking instances from Amber's life that she certainly doesn't want the internet to see. Let's begin. For starters, everyone knows that the actress is a huge fan of getting drunk and drugs, as verified by the Virginia Court of Law, unless you're living under a rock. So, it shouldn't be too surprised if we recalled when Amber Heard, the star of Aquaman, was invited to the stage of the Global Citizen Festival in New York in June 2018. Drunk and intoxicated. A video of the actress' on-screen performance has just reappeared online after years of the incident. Heard even appeared wasted on stage with Bridget Moynihan from Blue Bloods, according to the video. Later, the Texas native urged the audience to cast their ballots in the nearby midterm elections. Heard had spoken before the UN General Assembly a week before this occurrence. On June 22nd, Filmstreak posted a new video of the same incident from 2018 to their YouTube account, which immediately caused a lot of criticism. Additionally, according to the video, Heard was intoxicated while performing, which drew harsh condemnation from pro-Johnny Depp followers. Heard was further accused of being sloppy in the video and can be seen making fun of domestic abuse victims. Take a look.
You, the voters! Time to end the culture that protects the careers of powerful men who abuse women and survivors. Get out there and find these groups and register now. Please.
And of course, that did not stop the actress from embarrassing herself further. Another video that Amber Heard appeared to be high last month has since surfaced. Several times during the interview, the actress stumbled over her words. Amid the trial, the footage at the time generated additional criticism from Depp's followers. Over 19 million people have seen the video on TikTok since then.
Hi Amber, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for taking the time.
No, I'm happy to.
So, let's talk about this character. When you started, researching Mira and then started trying to imagine your own interpretation of the character, what was that process like? Was it really just about researching and, reading as much as you can, or was it about finding a way into it personally and, finding a way to bring yourself to it?
But that's a good question. I think for me, honestly, the most of the battle was in getting familiar enough with the character to justify participating in the.
Moving on, we know that the actress during her defamation trial against her now ex-husband made sure to make quite a lot of enemies, including those that support Depp, and made sure that they don't let go of any chance that could embarrass the actress. A video of her drinking water from her bottle during the trial later in early May led to more accusations. Even though these accusations were reportedly unfounded, pro-Depp followers continued to disparage the actress. According to the accusations from last month, rumors circulated that Heard drank alcohol during the trial. At the same time, a sizable group of Depp supporters believed that the actress had snorted drugs like cocaine during her testimony in court. Online rumors went as far as suggesting that Amber Heard had inhaled the drug while wiping her nose with the tissue. The claims, however, were not supported by any reliable evidence.
Intoxication. It's still hearsay, Your Honor. Maybe we approach you.
That being said, another instance where Amber humiliated herself was obviously in court. According to reports, a shocking revelation regarding oath-taking lies was made in Amber Heard's defamation lawsuit against Johnny Depp. Some of Amber Heard's claims about the donation of the divorce settlement money to charity are reportedly untrue. Some even believe that this discrepancy will remain a controversy for the duration of the actor's career. This assertion follows Marca's revelation that the celebrity appeared to have lied when being sworn in. She allegedly lied when she said she would give the entire divorce settlement to charity. Not to mention, she appears to have placed the blame for her inability to pay the settlement on her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, and promised to begin if he stopped suing. On RTL Late Night, Ms. Heard came under fire after she was overheard discussing a donation that never materialized in public. For the benefit of those who are unaware, the initial pledge was made by the Aquaman actor while she was still under oath during the UK's 2020 wife-beating case. She also appears to have lied about this, as she has only donated 1.3 million of the 3.5 million she promised to her favorite charity. And, adding insult to injury, Elon Musk and her ex-husband Johnny Depp contributed the lion's share of this sum.
He didn't sue you until after the op-ed came out in December of 2018, right? He sued me in 2019.
And the op-ed came out in December of 2018.
That is correct.
So in October of 2018, you had received your entire $7 million divorce settlement. You would agree with me.
That is correct.
And you hadn't yet been sued by Mr. Depp.
This is October. Correct.
So in this October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated, end quote, your entire divorce settlement to charity, right?
That's correct.
And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, end quote, right?
That's correct. I made that statement as soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement. That's when I pledged it, right then.
And you say this because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
That is correct.
But you hadn't donated your entire $7 million settlement to charity at that point, had you?
That's incorrect.
That being said, how can we forget about the iconic TMZ slip that Amber Heard experienced back in 2016? A video of Amber Heard's deposition was presented in court during the continuing defamation case, as she was accused of slipping up during a 2016 court hearing. Before covering her face and lips with her hands in the video, the actress said that TMZ had been informed of her divorce from Johnny Depp and her request for a domestic violence restraining order against him. Despite claiming she never sought media attention, Johnny's attorney accused Amber of slipping up during cross-examination and forced her to agree to tell TMZ she had filed for divorce from him and for a domestic violence restraining order. Amber also smirked and rolled her eyes in the 2016 video when asked if she hit her ex-husband Johnny. This is what she had to say: "I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online a Henner was about to file or had already filed for divorce." She then continued, "I wanted him to know verbally. I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. So he finds out about the divorce filing from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted." Then abruptly stopping mid-sentence, Amber covers her mouth with her hands. Honestly, this is secondhand embarrassing even for us.
I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Ms. Heard, does your most recent answer mean that yes, you did send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24 telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach John."
Then again, Dr. David Spiegel, a psychologist, Catherine Arnold, a supposed expert in the entertainment industry, and Dr. Richard Moore, an orthopedic surgeon, were the specialists cited by Ms. Heard and her defense team, where Amber was embarrassed once again. The group of specialists Amber Heard's team selected was also pretty strange. Catherine Arnold appeared to be there just to advance Amber Heard's Hollywood career. However, she ultimately compared Heard's career to those of prominent Hollywood figures like Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot. And you already know that Heard's career has never been as successful as Momoa's or Gadot's if you consider yourself to be any kind of entertainment authority.
When you say you weren't trying to give her the same career as Jason Momoa, the TV program that she most recently did, The Stand, she made $200,000 an episode. That's what you testified to.
Correct.
And in your damage analysis, you give her $1 million an episode had the Waldman statements not occurred. And you do it only because you believe Mr. Momoa has gotten that in something that he's in.
Right.
So you are giving her the same career as Jason Momoa.
Well, again, with someone like Ms. Heard, who was in a blockbuster film with a team at William Morris, and my discussions with William Morris, that's what they were looking to negotiate for her on other projects. So I got some of that information from
Arnold further stated in court that Heard's career was flourishing before Adam Waldman, Depp's former attorney, made his defamatory remarks in 2020. Then comes Dr. Spiegel, who resembled Christopher Lloyd's Doc Brown from the Back to the Future movies in appearance and voice, who was present to ostensibly provide expert testimony on the cognitive effects of heavy substance addiction, including memory loss and attention problems. So, when the cross-examination started, that specific expert testimony ended up going down in flames for Heard and her team. After Dr. Spiegel's veracity was questioned by Depp's legal team, he ended up acting fairly aggressively and was even repeatedly instructed by the judge to only respond to questions. Then there was Dr. Richard Moore. In all honesty, this one might be the most bizarre. He was consulted to talk about Johnny Depp's finger injuries on Heard's team. He had not treated Depp's injuries, however, and was not the physician who had really observed it. In the end, he asserted that it couldn't have been the result of a bottle being hurled at it after only seeing a few pictures and scant records based on Amber Heard's statement. With their responses to the questions posed by Depp's legal team, these experts ultimately made Amber Heard and themselves look pretty bad.
Good morning, Dr. Moore.
Good morning.
You said you reviewed Mr. Depp's video deposition, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you said you reviewed Mr. Depp's testimony at this trial, correct?
That's correct.
And was that also a video of his testimony?
Yes.
And you testified that Mr. Depp demonstrated that his hand was flat on a surface, is that correct?
That's correct.
That's not entirely accurate, is it, though?
No, his description was relatively consistent in both, including turning and resting the hand on the edge.
Isn't it true, Dr. Moore, that when Mr. Depp did the demonstration in his deposition, he showed that his fingers were hanging over the bar?
Well, even hanging over the bar, it still leaves the dorsum of the hand or the nail vulnerable.
That's not my question, Dr. Moore. My question is, isn't it true that Mr. Depp said his fingers were not laying flat on a table, they were hanging over the bar?
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, you knew that when you made that opinion. Isn't that correct?
Well, I believe that as I demonstrated sitting here, that I said that he had said they were slightly curled over, I think was the description that I gave.
Your description in this courtroom was that it was laying flat, and I think you've done that now twice.
But even if we lay out the facts and everything is on the table, it still doesn't stop Ms. Heard from turning the light away from her and blaming others for all such instances she humiliated herself. According to Heard, it's been agonizing. This is humiliating for any human being to go through. Perhaps it's easy to forget that, but I am a human being. Even though Johnny promised that I deserve this and he'd do this, I don't deserve this. Heard testified that Depp elicited millions of people to launch an attack on her on his behalf. She claimed that every single day she faces harassment, humiliation, and threats. Amber has further expressed, "I know how many people will come out and say whatever for him. That's his power. That's why I wrote the op-ed. I was speaking to that phenomenon. How many people will come out in support of him and will fall to his power? He is a very powerful man and people love currying favor with powerful men." That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye